Hey, family and friends, how you guys doing? I'm Charlene,
My name is Taufik.
and welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Where did I left off? I left off at when I came back to the US. When I came back to the US, I'm just gonna jump straight into it. When I came back to the US, we continue. I call him and let him know that I landed safely and I am doing okay and everything. And the next day, I actually told my daughter that mommy got married and everything. I didn't tell my mom that I got married because I didn't want to hear her mouth. You know, Caribbean moms, they always have something to say. So I didn't really tell my mom until months after I told her that I did got married. She knew that I got married, but she wanted to hear it from my mouth that I got married. And I told her, and I told my cousin, and they always have something to say. Why I got married, he's not gonna come here. He only want to come here, or if he do want to come here, he gonna use you and leave you. And I say, Mom, he's not like that. He's not that type of person. He's very respectable, and he just want to come here and be with me. He doesn't even want to come here. I have to beg him to come here. But, you know, me and my mom, we stopped, we got off of that conversation because I wasn't listening to her. I was young. I wasn't going to listen to her. But anyway, I was on cloud nine anyway, so I didn't want her to bring my cloud nine down. I told my best friend too. She wasn't too happy about it, but eventually she got over it and she leave it alone and she didn't bring it back up. Neither my daughter, neither none of my family brought it back up. But I tell him everything that was going on because in one of my promises to him is that I would not hide anything from him. And this is before we got married. Before I told him everything, I went into details of what happened. And after that, I told him that I would never hide anything from him. So for that, I didn't hide anything from him. He knows everything about me, what's going on, and stuff like that. But not on his part. Not on his part. Months after I got back, like 5 months after I got back, I told him that I'm gonna put in his paperwork. He told me to hold off on putting in his paperwork because he didn't want to come. Not because he's hiding something. He didn't feel comfortable coming to the US because of what I said to him. Because of what I said to him, what my mom and my family said about him. So he didn't want to come. So I said, I begged him to come. So he said, okay. He said, why don't you come there and live with me and you can just travel back and forth? And I was like, I wouldn't mind living in Africa, but I have my daughter here and I have my mom here, and I wouldn't feel comfortable living in Africa and leaving them behind. So I denied it. So I went ahead and I put in his paperwork. I put his paperwork in and everything was going well. In the meantime, while his paperwork was in, I was talking to the young lady, which is his cousin. And I was telling her everything because she called me and she was just asking me how far the paperwork is. How far I'm trying to say it in the pidgin language of of how they talk.
Nigeria, yeah. Go ahead, go
How
ahead.
far I don't know how to say. She said
It's
how
how far?
far. How far.
How far?
I was learning Yoruba language as well as the Pidgin language at the same time. So I would learn how to know how to talk to him when he called me. So it was so funny. I was catching on real quick and everything. I love the Pidgin. I could talk the Pidgin anytime. But the Yoruba part, I was still learning that part. But anyway, she called and she was asking me how far, and I was telling her, what was going on and everything. So I trusted her at the point where I was telling her everything. You know, I didn't really hug her because I feel like that's a family member. She's happy for us and she want us to be together. Never know that she had a plan. She had a plan all along. Came to find out that was his child's mother and the lady that he married to traditionally. And I'm going to let him talk about that.
Hi, people, once again. Thank you so very much for liking our page and subscribing and the lovely comments you guys have dropped. We'll be looking forward to more comments from you. Thank you so very much. Like she said, like I said in the previous, page or in the previous part, I said, she told me some things about her past, and I had the opportunity to come out and tell her the truth about me as well. But I messed up. I didn't come up with that, and now it's one of the factors that it is the only factor that has kept us apart all this while. What happened was when she told me about her past, and I should have told her, but instead I didn't. And to make things worse, I even introduced her to the lady she just talked about. The lady happened to be my wife, and we were married, not legally married. We had a traditional wedding, and we had a nikai. We had a son together. I never told her. Or instead, I just lied to her. I kept on lying. I said she was my cousin. And that even gave her the feeling that, she was free to talk to her. She was telling her everything. She put in my paperwork, and she was even telling her everything. Things that I wasn't telling her, she was telling her. Lo and behold, eventually my paper went through. I got approved, and I told my wife, this is it. Not knowing that she had told, my ex that, but then the first thing she did was she got a couple of SIM card. What they call SIM card here in Nigeria is the chip you put in your phone to by service provider. She got lots of them, and she was using the same different SIM cards to send messages to Charlene, telling her he's married, he's this, he's that, telling her different things. She didn't stop there. She went to the embassy, mailed the embassy, sent our wedding pictures, and that jeopardized everything. That messed up everything. Eventually, I had no choice but to come out to my wife. I'm sorry, with tears and everything. I'm sorry, I was begging. But of course, then it was too late. But of course, in the presence of God, nothing is too late. Never say never. I knew I hurt her. I knew I messed up big time. But I had to come out clean to her. I told her everything. I was, but then I was given another appeal, and everything still went on like we weren't expecting. We didn't make it. But then she was angry. She never wanted to give me another chance. She was really, really pissed. She would pick my call at times. She would not pick my calls at times. She got me blocked and everything, but I kept on calling because I knew I was in love. I knew she was the love of my life. And once in a while, when she picks my call, she will tell me she loves me, but she's hurt. She doesn't want to be in touch with me. I should stop calling. But then I never stopped. I never stopped because I knew I did something really, really terrible in front of man, and at the same time in front of God. I knew I wronged her big time, and I knew I had to make it up to her. And while I was trying to reach her, while I kept on trying to reach her, the love became stronger. I knew my heart was there. I knew this is where my heart belongs. And I never stopped. And well, like we all say, when you want something dearly, you go for it. You never give up. And being persistent has paid off.
He
Thank you so
never
very
gave
much.
up. He
I'm
never
gonna say
gave up.
I'll say this to again to my wife. Thank you so very much, Charlene, for giving me another chance. Yeah, it's not about today. We didn't come back. We didn't start this channel because we just came back. No, we've been back together for a while now. Though it took us years to finally get ourselves back together. But then we've been together for a while now, and it's been good. And I want to say thank you for giving me another chance, and I want to say sorry again to the whole world, in front of the whole world, to you. That I want to say I'm sorry for hurting you in the past, and like you know, and God willing, I'll never hurt you again. Thank you so very much. And I want to thank our lovely followers. Thank you for listening to our story. And we still have more of our story to tell you. Please stay tuned to us, stay connected, subscribed, and keep liking our page. Over to you, darling.
When I tell you guys that I had a bitter heart, I had a bitter heart. I don't know how some marriage couple do it. When a man went out and cheat and not even they lie to you one, they cheat on you two, and on top of it, they had another baby. How you guys do it? Because I had a bitter heart for years. As he said, he would call me. I would hang up the phone on him. I would tell him I will call him back. And, sometimes I was like, I would cuss him out. Sometimes I'll make him feel bad. I would hang up the phone on him. I was just going through it. I just didn't want to talk to him. But at one point, I said, you know what? Let me hear what he had to say. And he was saying, babe, I'm going to fast, I'm going to pray, and I'm going to keep on fasting, and I'm going to keep on praying because I believe strongly God put us together for a reason. It was just going on. And I didn't want to hear that. I really didn't want to hear it. And it was good that he was not here because I believe it would have actually lead into divorce. So I was happy that he wasn't here because he had the opportunity to tell me everything, but he didn't. And lo and behold, here I am, giving this young lady all the information for her to use it back against us. And I was saying to myself at one point, like, why did she do that? Didn't she see that as an opportunity for him to come here, for him to make a better life for himself, where he can support his kids, not support her, but support the kids, So I'm like, how crazy is that? I'm like, is she really thinking, you know, one, he told me it was a traditional marriage. I don't know how traditional marriage work in Africa. Before he became a Christian, he was a Muslim. And I don't know how that traditional part worked. Africa have their own little tradition, so I don't know. But he was trying to tell me how it worked and everything. So I still didn't want to hear it. To be honest, I still did not want to hear it. I was still in my feelings. I was still pissed off. But eventually, years went on, years went on, years went on. I moved from Connecticut and came to Texas, and I still wasn't on good terms with him. We were talking, but I still wasn't giving him the opportunity to be back or to have my heart again. And I fast and I pray, and I fast and I pray, and I fast and I pray. In the meantime, I was dating. I'm not even gonna lie. I was dating, I was dating someone, and he knew. I told him, but he still wants to continue with the relationship. But he understand why I was doing it because I was hurt and everything. So we feel that you are our family, and I feel like you guys should know what's going on, and just keep us in your prayers because it's not easy. Um, this marriage thing didn't come with a handbook. We are learning and we are far apart learning each other. We're still learning each other. And it's good that we are still learning each other. So when we do meet again, um, we'll know we have everything concrete out on the table. We already know each other. So it will be beautiful when we reunited together again. So thank you guys for watching our story. I appreciate. I am looking forward for the feedbacks. And, if you guys have any comment, please leave it below in the comments and we will get back to it. If you guys have any question, please leave it in the comments box and we'll get back in touch with it. I am not on here to bash anyone or to portray anyone or try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Try to, make our story be fake or anything like that. It's nothing like that. We are still going through it, we're still apart, we're still in different time zone. He's not here with me, but I pray that he will be here with me shortly, very sooner than
Amen.
soon. I've been fasting and praying, and as I said, we trust in God, we trust in God's word. God's timing is the best timing. We still have a lot of work to do on our end, but with God's grace and his mercy that he store upon us, and with our prayer, everything will work back out, to the way it's supposed to be, and we'll be together one day. So you guys just continue to keep us in your prayers. I know that we have, a good amount of people watching, a good amount of followers watching us. So keep us in your prayers, keep loving us, and hopefully you guys can see the reunion one day.
One day
Love you
soon.
guys.
Love you guys. Thank you very much.